Hi everyone, a loving soul here, hope this video finds you well. Today I'm going to be sharing the stolen skill loadout I use on my Phantom. I feel like this guide will really help out all the folks training up a Phantom for their nifty link skill that gives critical rate and their legion effect that gives bonus mesos. Here's a quick peek at all of the skills that we've stolen in our loadout. I'll be breaking this guide down into two simple sections, one for training and one for bossing. Let's get started. For training, we're going to spend some extra time going over what skills to use as you level up. For the first job, you'll probably be fine using Phantom's own attacking skill, Double Entendre, since leveling to 30 doesn't take that long, but if you must, you can begin using Pathfinder skill, Cardinal Deluge. The fun begins in the second job, where we can really cosplay the Pathfinder class, where we'll be using both their first and second job skills. The trick here is that you'll want to set them up in a macro. Keep in mind that order matters here. First, place the second job skill, Cardinal Burst, followed by the first job skill, Cardinal Deluge. This macro gives you a way to fluidly mob while moving around the map. Any mobs that don't get taken out by the initial Cardinal Burst should get hit by the flying particles from Cardinal Deluge. Next, at third job, you have two main options for training. There's the always good Holy Symbol buff from Bishops, which gives you a nice 50% EXP bonus. On the other hand, if you need a bit more damage, look into getting the Cross Surge buff from Dark Knights. You'll heavily want to consider using Cross Surge over Holy Symbol if it changes a damage breakpoint. What I mean by this is, for example, if Cross Surge helps turn a 3-shot into a 2-shot, or a 2-shot into a 1-shot, that can really help make your training more efficient, translating to better EXP gains than the Holy Symbol buff. For third job, I'd recommend to continue mobbing with the Pathfinder macro mentioned earlier. Once you've hit fourth job, we're going to change up our skill setup. We no longer need the Pathfinder skills. For the first job slot, I tend to take the Thief skill Darksight just for general utility if I want to move around maps without getting hit. For second job, we'll be using the hero skill Rage for a nice 30 weapon attack so our attacks hit a little harder. The third job slot once again is up to your training needs between Holy Symbol and Cross Surge. For the fourth job slot, we'll be using the Cannoneer skill Cannon Bazooka as our main mobbing move. It's extremely powerful with a very high damage ratio, 4 lines of damage while also hitting up to 8 mobs. The only weakness with the skill is that there's a bit of lag time depending on how much attack speed you have, so you may want to invest in some Monster Park green potions to have a more fluid training experience. Once you hit 5th job, you can also get more attack speed from the Decent Speed Infusion node, bonus section for training hyper skills. This is really optional, but I tend to use the Infernal Aura skill from Fire Poison Mages. The reason I say this is optional is because you might have a hard time finding a Fire Poison Mage on your server. The skill just damages mobs around you once every 3 seconds. It's nice to have, but nothing to sweat if you can't get your hands on it. Also, if you ever get to 5th job, I'd highly recommend looking into the Decent Holy Symbol node. It gives you a nice bit of drop rate and you get to use Cross Surge over having to use Holy Symbol in your stolen skills. Now let's talk about the changes you want to make to your loadout for bossing. Phantoms typically boss with their own attacking moves, so the idea here is to use our loadout to buff our damage up. For your fourth job slot, I tend to use Final Cut from Dual Blades. It's a nice damage buff that also doubles as an invincibility frame. And for my hyper skill of choice, I use Sacrosanctity from the Paladin class, which gives you 30 seconds of invincibility. I hope you found these loadout suggestions helpful. Feel free to tweak them for your own playstyles. A big selling point of Phantom's kit is their ability to adapt to any situation. I wish you all the best of luck on your Phantoms. Until next time, peace!